Hey foodies! Welcome back to Meow Vlog, where we hunt down the most delicious, unique, and mouth-watering eats around the world. We are here in Japan, and known for its amazing mochi in the world. And I can't wait to dive into some of the best bites this place has to offer. So, without any further ado, let's get started!
Kyla, please let us know about the history of mochi.
Okay, Mr. Mochi. So, the history of mochi is believed to have been first introduced to Japan from Southeast Asia during the Jomon period circa 14,000 until 300 before century, when early forms of rice cultivation began, with home-based mochi production increasing during the Kofun period circa 300 until 500 before century. By the Heian period 794 until 1185, mochi had become a staple food in religious and imperial ceremonies, symbolizing prosperity, health, and good luck. Its mythological roots are equally interesting, featuring in stories such as the legend of the moon rabbit, where a rabbit pounded mochi on the moon, signifying abundance and spiritual purity.
Okay, thank you, Kyla, for the quick explanation. So, I want to tell you guys about the Mochitsuki tradition. But I think Septi want to tell us about that. Right, Septi?
Of course, Mr. Mochi. So let me tell them about Mochitsuki tradition. Mochi has a special place in Japanese celebration. During New Year celebration, Kagami mochi is prominently displayed in homes, symbolizing continuity of generation and family prosperity. For New Year celebration, there is the tradition of mochitsuki, with meaning making mochi, which date back at least to the Heian period. For the Japanese, mochi is expected to bring strength and hope to the new year. Mochitsuki can be done by the family or with the community in the neighborhood. It usually starts the night before. Rice is washed and soaked overnight and then placed into a container made of wood, stone, or concrete in the next morning. There are several people involved in the action. One person swings a wooden mallet or coin to hit the rice and each hits the melt in turn. Mochitsuki, the traditional process of making mochi, is a communal activity that strengthens social bonds. By participating in this shared cultural practice, people from different backgrounds come together, fostering mutual understanding and also respect.
Wow, such a good explanation, Septi. Thank you. So, is there anything that you want to ask Utami?
So, what about the process of making mochi?
Good question. So, Kyla, would you mind to tell us about that?
Well, I'll explain how it's made. First, sweet glutinous rice is washed and rinsed 2 days in advance before it is soaked. And then it is transferred into a steaming box in which the rice will cook for an hour prior to pounding. And the next one is the yuzu or pounding mortar is then heated by hot water to ensure that the rice will not get cold during the pounding process. Rice is then transferred and the kneading process will start to begin. The kneading process is needed to ensure that during the pounding rice particles will not fly through the air. And the next one is the pounding process will begin. This process is what gives mochi its very creamy and soft texture.
When the rice becomes very sticky, it is flipped and dunked in water and then the process is repeated again. A single pounder and a mix in between pounds ensures the final creamy texture of the mochi. The mochi is then placed on a tray to be transferred inside, where it is formed and filled with various ingredients such as enko or red bean paste. To put enko into the mochi, it is first flattened out by hand. Then, a ball of enko is being placed into the center of the mochi and it's wrapped around almost like a wonton. As you notice, it is a round ball shape, so in order to complete the process, it needs to be pounded down to give it a flatter shape. This process is repeated until the required amount of mochi is produced.
Oh, and then how many variations of mochi are there?
Aside from its interesting tradition, mochi also comes in many varieties. The first one is daifuku. A daifuku is a soft round mochi filled with red bean paste or white bean paste. And the next one, there is kusa mocha. Kusa mocha is a green rice cake colored and flavored with mugwort. And then there is warabi mochi, stretch flour sprinkled with soybean powder. The third is akafuku. Akafuku mochi, which is coated with red bean paste. And finally, the next one is chichidango. Chichidango is a sweet mochi served on a skewer. Each mochi variation tells a story about a local culture and tradition.
In recent years, mochi has become a global phenomenon, with innovations like mochi ice cream captivating palates worldwide. This globalization of mochi not only highlights its versatility but also serves as an agent of social change, fostering intercultural connection and appreciation.
Mochi is a symbol of cultural heritage, medium for social change, and can even be used as an educational bridge between cultures. Mochi can be used to explore broader themes of food and culture. By comparing mochi to rice-based dishes from other cultures, such as tangyuan from China or tok from Korea, educators can highlight the unique aspects and similarities between different culinary traditions. Mochi also offers an opportunity to discuss social change and adaptation. For example, the evolution of mochi recipes and the incorporation of new ingredients reflect how cultures adapt and transform over time. In economics and business, mochi helps students understand the concept of marketing, supply chain, and small business management. With this integration, learning becomes more engaging and relevant, enriching students' understanding in various subjects. Through the simple act of making and sharing mochi, we can celebrate differences and find commonalities in our shared human experiences, which will ultimately foster a world filled with tolerance and diversity.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of mochi. May it inspire you to explore and embrace the rich tapestry of global cultures. See you next time.
ดวงใจจะอย่างไรนี่แปรหรือไทยเปลี่ยนผันอาทิตย์จะสิ้นแสงโลกแห้งแล้งปานใดไม่อาจแปลเปลี่ยนใจฉันนั้นต่อให้ดินฟ้าพังทลายโลกสลายฉันนี้ไม่หวั่นไม่มีวันฉันจะพันแปรจิตใจ